Easter. It's so wonderful to see your faces. This is Unity Church of Fort Worth. I invite you to rise and let us sing today. Christ the Lord is risen today. Christ the Lord is risen today. Hallelujah. Praise your joys and triumphs. Hallelujah. Praise your joys and triumphs high. Hallelujah. Sing ye heavens and earth reply. Hallelujah. No more thought of dark and gloom. Hallelujah. No more thought of death and doom. Hallelujah. To the heavens and the lights. Hallelujah. Let our souls ascend the heights. Hallelujah. By thy dazzling radiant rays. Hallelujah. Shining illuminate our days. Hallelujah. Constantly the truth will dawn. Hallelujah. Now arise, ascend, shine on. Hallelujah. All right, so wonderful to hear you sing out strong. Let's take a moment and say hello to one another. Say hello to someone you know. Say hello to someone you don't know. Say hello to the folks watching from home. We're glad they could join us as well. And I invite you to be seated if you like. Be comfortable. We're going to sing one more song together. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. This is the day we will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Thank you, music team. That was great. So good afternoon and welcome to Unity Fort Worth, where we envision ourselves to be a vibrant community, powerfully transforming our world through personal and shared spiritual awakening. My name is Jessie, and I'm serving as your platform chair today. We're so happy to have you with us and want to extend a special welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for being a part of the community today. If you didn't receive a welcome packet on the way in and would like one, you can raise your hand now and an usher will bring you one. Or you can also pick up one at the welcome table after service. We hope you'll stay and connect with us in fellowship after the service today and join us for more Sunday services and community events in the future. And happy Easter Sunday. Thank you. We are excited to have our transitional minister, Reverend Aliza, with us virtually. Let's say hello. She's supposed to be there. Are you there, Aliza? We were saying hello. She knows. Reverend Aliza has an uplifting spiritual message for us today to celebrate Easter and the rising of Christ's consciousness with us all. As you were coming in the door, you likely saw our flower cross. And flower, please feel free to get up and visit the cross to pick one out. Or maybe you could dance down the aisle during the upcoming song. But first, let's hear today's word read by Sarah Woodhouse.
Today's word is new life. Today, we affirm. Together, I celebrate new life. Let's say this together. I celebrate new life. Easter, metaphysically understood, represents the rise of spiritual consciousness in me and my hope of glory. Today, I celebrate divine love, life, and strength, and I use the support of resilience in my overcoming nature. Through the dynamic power and the glory of Christ, innate divinity within me, I make all things new. I free myself from fear and limitation. I realize them onto the radiant light of my higher nature. I have a new awareness of life. My heart and my soul are transformed by my understanding that nothing is impossible when I live by principle and law. My heart feels full as I embrace the power of grace of this life. My understanding of Easter blesses me today and throughout all the seasons of renewal. I celebrate the glory of Easter, Christ, and an idea that contains ideas. Rising into my awareness, life never ends. Today's scripture verse is John chapter 11, verse 25. I am the resurrection and the life. The affirmation again, I celebrate new life. Together, I celebrate new life.
take that beautiful music into our time of meditation. I realize you might not be able to see me, but maybe you can hear me. So let's take a moment and close our outer eyes and lean into this Easter day, this Easter Sunday. Leaning into the resurrection, leaning into the belief in the resurrection. We believe in God the good. We believe that we are individualized expressions of our one presence and our one power. We believe in the inherent good of all people, and that good can rise from any and every circumstance. Yeah, even this one. May Rowland says, as spring stirs nature to bloom, Easter stirs us to rise out of limitation into light. This is a season of resurrection, of rejoicing, of remembering who we really are. So what are you ready to believe in again? What's ready to rise in you? As we pray together, we open to receive. And so it is. Amen. Okay, thank you. All right, all I needed to learn, I learned. All I needed to know, I learned from the Easter Bunny. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Everyone needs a friend who's all ears. There's no such thing as too much candy. All work and no play can make you a basket case. The cute tail attracts a lot of attention. Everyone is entitled to a bad hair day. Let happy thoughts multiply like rabbits. Some body parts should be floppy. Keep your paws off other people's jelly beans. Now that we've got the deep metaphysics of Easter out of the way, we can actually begin. Tech team is working behind the scenes to bring me up on the screen. I know I was there earlier today. I saw me. So if it works better for you to just close your eyes and listen, I invite you to do that. If you continue to look at the empty stage, you can just imagine my presence. You can imagine I'm probably dancing around up there. So however it works for you, let's make it work. So the question is, what are you being resurrected from today? What are you being called to rise up from? The resurrection of Jesus is not just about resuscitation. It's about experiencing a new life entirely, a new kind of life, a new consciousness of life, a new possibility of life. Rising up means returning to wholeness, returning to divine wholeness. And every single challenge that we have in life is an invitation to come back to light, to come back to love, to come back into the truth that we know and that we teach. Jesus didn't just get up. He ascended. He became new. As we heard in our daily word, our scripture, Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Do you believe it's possible to rise up from whatever you find yourself in, the situations, the circumstances, the diagnosis, the fear, the worry, the anxiety, the chaos, that seems to permeate our world. Do you believe that you can rise up? In Unity, we teach that Jesus was our way shower, our brother, our teacher. We don't teach too much about the crucifixion other than to say the crucifixion represents crossing out of all things that no longer serve us, in order to birth or rebirth or resurrect a new thought, a new way of being, a new consciousness. We focus on that rising up, but we focus not only on Jesus's resurrection, but on our own, individually, but also collectively. James Dillett Freeman, who was our poet laureate in Unity for many, many years, served the movement for over 50 years, probably much longer than that. I think he served in official capacity for over 50 years, and then for probably another 10 or 20 after that. I met James Freeman. I know him. I was with him many times. But he wrote a piece that was called There Once Was a Man of Love. And the essence of this piece was that it was a metaphor for how love lifts us up from sickness, from poverty, from sadness, not magically, but through the belief that something greater is already within us. So in part, it goes like this. There once was a man of love. He went around the country helping people and teaching them to love one another. He said things like, you weren't made to be sick or poor or unhappy. You are a child of love. And love does not call this to you. The people believed what he said. They believed that what he said made sense, and they got a new vision for themselves and the world. They were resurrected from their limited state into a more empowered, embodied state. They rose up out of a belief, a false belief, a limiting belief, into a new one, a higher one. They believed. Now it also goes on, we don't often share this paragraph, but it seems sort of appropriate this year. This is reading out of his piece. But the people who ran the world did not like what they heard. If people began to live by love, what need would there be for kings and judges? So they got together and decided they had to do something about this smooth love talker. He's a public enemy. He'd overthrow all the existing institutions. If we didn't take steps to save the world from his false teaching. And yet, the people believed. We believe. We are called to rise up into love, to rise up from our limits into our full potential. That is the truth of the resurrection. It's time to believe in the new vision for ourselves and the world. Jesus said, do you believe this? Belief is the fuel for the resurrection. Belief also is the outcome of the resurrection. So what might happen in your life and in your world today if we didn't just remember the resurrection and celebrate with colored eggs and Easter bunnies and chocolate, but we actually believed in the resurrection and we embodied that? My friend and colleague, Reverend Howard Caesar, says resurrection is not reserved for after death. It's an every moment opportunity. No matter how bad things may appear, the spirit within us is greater than any story our mind may create about the situation. It requires conviction, your conviction to take a stand and fully embrace the truth that you are bigger than your story and stronger than any circumstance. Our future depends on our ability to imagine and our ability to believe and our ability to act as if. And look at that. Magically, I have been resurrected. I thought that was pretty good. Resurrection has to do with that return to focus, to the healthy, constructive, life-giving, energy-expanding focus of love. Focus on what you want. Focus on kindness and compassion and oneness and life. Because we all know the more we focus on what we want, the more we experience it. So I have a story I want to share, but because I'm back on screen, I have to start with a joke, right? Just for consistency. A priest, a minister, and a rabbit walk into a blood donation clinic. The nurse asks the rabbit his blood type. He says, probably a typo, see, even misprints can resurrect a punchline. There's a story. Did you hear about the man who ran down the Easter bunny on the road? It was a sad day. It was Easter morning. The man was blissfully driving down this country road when he saw the Easter bunny hopping across the middle of the road. He swerved to avoid hitting him, but unfortunately the rabbit jumped right in front of his car and he was hit. The basket of eggs went flying all over the place. The driver was horrified, and being a sensitive man as well as an animal lover, he pulled to the side of the road. He got out to see what became of the Easter bunny carrying the basket, and much to his dismay, the colorful bunny was dead. The driver was guilty and sad and began to cry. Meanwhile, a blonde driving down the same road happened to see him, and she pulled over, stepped out of her car and asked the man what was wrong. He said, "I feel terrible. I accidentally hit the Easter bunny and killed it. Now there may not even be an Easter because of me. What should I do?" The blonde told the man, "Oh, don't worry. I know exactly what to do." She went to the car trunk. She pulled out a spray can. She went over to the limp dead bunny and sprayed the entire contents of the can onto the little furry animal. Miraculously, the Easter bunny came back to life. He jumped up, he picked up the spilled eggs and candy, and he waved his paw at the two humans and hopped on down the road. 50 yards away, the Easter bunny stopped. He turned around, he waved again. And another 50 yards he went, he turned around and he waved again. The man was astonished. He said to the woman, "What in heaven's name is in your spray can? What is it that you sprayed on this bunny?" And the blonde turned the can around so the man could read the label. It said, "Hairspray. Restores life to dead hair. Adds permanent wave." You can bring on your own Easter experiencing by looking to the presence of God, to the spiritual truth, to your true essence by adding permanent wave. What does that even mean? You know, it's a great joke. It's one my husband told many, many years ago, and it's the reason I love Easter service so much. Okay, maybe not the only reason. But that permanent wave, feel into, like if you had a permanent wave, don't you feel like a smile on your face and love in your eyes, or love in your heart and light in your eyes, like permanent wave, and restores body, restores life, right? Gives life. And we can activate that anytime we want. It doesn't even have to be just a one-time, once a year moment in time at each Easter service once a year. It's not about that. It's about recalling, remembering, activating, calling forth the resurrection power in any moment, on any day, in any situation. And so as humanity, where can we rise up? Where can we rise together? As Unity Fort Worth, where can we rise? Individually, collectively. Where are we being called to lift our vibration, to raise our energetic field and our experience on the planet? Where is humanity being called to come back to life, to new life, back to new life, to the life that Jesus came to show us was possible? One of love and kindness and compassion for all people. So is it time? Is it time yet? Think about it, 2,000, over 2,000 years later, are we closer to the message that Jesus gave us? In some ways, maybe. In other ways, yeah, maybe not so much. But think about the week that Jesus had, the week before he was crucified, before he was resurrected. He overturned the tables and he cursed the fig tree that was not producing, and he healed, and he raised people from the dead, and he offered blessings, and he said, love is the answer. Love is the commandment. Follow me. Don't put me up on the cross. Well, Romans were going to do that. Don't leave me there. Do the things that I have done, and greater you do. Feed the hungry, assist the poor, walk with the lepers, be with the people who are marginalized. Love. Who did he say to love? God, neighbors, self, enemies. How are we doing on that? How are we doing on that? Not from a judgmental place, but from a place of being called up. Charles Fillmore says resurrection is the lifting up of the whole man, the whole woman, the whole humanity, spirit, soul, and body, into the Christ consciousness of life and wholeness. We're being called to be lifted up. But we can't wait for something outside of us to do it for us. It's no longer about an outer savior, king. It's no longer about anything outside of us, be it a law or a policy or a constitution or an amendment. It's no longer anything outside of us. It has to be within. And as we go within and we do our own rising up from that place of Christ consciousness, from that place where we know that there is only one God, one presence, one power active in the universe. We call it God, we call it good, and each and every person on the planet has that divine potential within them. We in Unity, we in New Thought, know that. So now we have become not only the opportunity, but with the responsibility to awaken that in us, to do what is ours to do for all of humanity. We know that what we focus on is what we get more of. So when you think about what you want to be raised up out of, what you want to be resurrected from, you have to lay down the story of how awful it is. Feel that. In order to be resurrected, you have to lay down the crucifixion story. You have to leave it in the tomb and walk out of the tomb back into the light. So what is it in you that's being called to be transformed? to return not to the way it was, but to the truth of who we are. Now, our life on the planet gives us lots and lots of opportunities at every level. At every level. People are faced with things all day long, every single day. People you know of, people you hear of, people are dying, people are being born, people are being crucified in a number of ways. People are being diagnosed, and all of that matters. But what matters even more is what you do, how you respond to that which matters. We had a dear friend of mine dropped dead this week, the day after we had the birth of our newest granddaughter. So we had birth and death in the same moment of time. And people I know have people who are dying and leaving the planet, people who are diagnosed and dealing with illnesses and potentially fatal ones, maybe. So we're faced with this. But what if every opportunity that we take, what if every opportunity that comes, we allow it to activate in us the willingness to rise up, the willingness to go beyond? I have friends, pretty close friends, who's in a pretty intensive cancer treatment journey. And she refuses to claim that she has cancer or that cancer will beat her. She goes, love will win. Love wins. I'm getting through this. I'm getting beyond it. I'm on a steep obstacle course right now, but I am not letting it get me down. Spiritually, emotionally, physically it's gotten her down. Mentally, I refuse to give in. I am rising up and I'm calling forth my full resurrection back into whole health. That's the attitude that we can bring. That's the attitude that we're called to bring. And so today, when you came in, or during that beautiful piano solo Larissa played, you had the opportunity to gather a flower. And the flower represents to us today new life. It represents spring. It represents the resurrection. Each flower has been wrapped with an affirmation that was lovingly and prayerfully wrapped specifically for you. There's many different affirmations. There's probably no two the same based on who's in the room today. So they're all different. They're all unique. I want you to take your flower in sacred ritual and look at it. Gaze at it. Gaze at the color. Gaze at the petals. Gaze at the stem. Smell it. Consider that this flower represents your own resurrection from whatever it is. Big, small, major, minor, doesn't matter. And allow your mind to open to receive this resurrection. And in sacred ritual, unwrap the affirmation and receive it like a gift. Receive it as medicine, even. Receive it as a calling. Receive it like a prayer. Give you a moment to open it, to look at it, to read it, to let the words on your statement into your heart, into your mind. This weekend, the veils are thin, if you will. It's a global moment. Our Jewish friends are completing their Passover, and many people of all kinds of different religions, far beyond what we would call traditional or even New Thought Christians, celebrate Easter, celebrate the return of spring, celebrate the new birth. And so we join with all the millions and billions of people on this Easter weekend with our own belief of what's possible, with our own belief in rising up, in coming into new life. We talk a lot about new humanity. We talk a lot about a new consciousness. It's here. And when we drop out of the trauma, the storyline, and into our sacred space, our heart space, our connected space, we become one with all that is, one with God. And we receive this gift of the resurrection, of this calling. And as we take this, not just like that was an okay talk, Aliza, it's fine, let's go on about our business. Look, what if you took it in? What if you let this moment impact your life, change your life? Like, what if you allowed something today to impact you in such a way that you become even more committed to your affirmation, to your resurrection, to that presence and power that we call God, as manifest in the man named Jesus who ascended into the Christ being? What if you said, yeah, I am following. I am letting go of my humanity. I am surrendering my humanity for my divinity, for love, for inclusion, for equality, for acceptance, for kindness, compassion, beauty, for justice. And then ask yourself, what will you do today to bring that into being? What will you do today? This gift of the affirmation. What will you do today with this gift of the resurrection? Let's take those ideas and take your affirmation. We'll move into a time of meditation. And as you close your eyes, notice if you are willing to become willing to be the one you're waiting for. Notice if you become willing to be resurrected, which means to be lifted out of, to rise up from whatever that thing that grabs you is. That storyline, that situation, that circumstance, that outer. And you do it by going within. And so we go within. We drop our awareness from the outer to the inner, from the mind to the body, connect deeply with the earth through your feet, and feel your very being, that which is about to be resurrected. Feel it in the core of the earth, down through your feet. Feel it rising up like a newborn plant, like a bud, like a sprout. Focus on that thing within you that is rising up through the darkness of the void, the tomb, the womb, or of the earth, up through the earth crust, through your body, into your heart. Feel it activating your heart, opening. Feel it, perhaps imagine it as a tiny little carnation, just like the one you hold in your hand, but before it's even bud, before it's opened. And feel it opening. Feel it opening as you are accepting your own resurrection. And as it opens, feel the light rising, expanding, bursting. And ask for a few moments, allowing yourself to rise up to be resurrected into your statement. Take this very personal moment and feel yourself anointed, rising up in a new way, a new being, and a new consciousness. And then feel the resurrection, the life, the love of everybody who's with us in this now moment, in the sanctuary or online. Feel those lights connecting and feel the embodiment of the collective. The collective love, the collective light. And feel that love and that light expanding even further, connecting with the billions and billions of people who today are celebrating their own version of the resurrection, their own version of spring, their own version of a new life. Feel that connection, feel that encompassing the globe. Imagine it. Call it forth. Activate it. And send it around the globe, around the world, circling right back to you, coming into you once more. Feel your heart wide open. And we'll close this time of meditation in gratitude and with the words of the Celtic Lord's Prayer. Holy ones beyond all names, eternal wellspring, may love rise again in us today, with food for every table, shelter for every family, and reverence for every life. Forgive us our failings in love and free us from all falseness, that the light of our souls may shine and the strength of our spirits endure for earth and all its people this day, tonight, and forever. I invite you to listen to this next song, the Lord's Prayer. Receive it like a balm, like a medicine. Feel it and become it. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thank you, Bev. That was just beautiful. And we have more wonderful music coming up in just a moment. During the piece, we appreciate you taking the opportunity to contribute a love offering in support of our wonderful community. It's our mission to provide a safe space for all who come through our doors to experience spiritual growth and realize their and our collective divine potential. Your donations make it possible to fulfill that mission, and we are so grateful. You can give your love offering to an usher coming around or click the link to contribute online. We would love for you to consider setting up automatic giving to provide sustainable support for our community. In whatever way you choose to share your gifts, we are so grateful as we bless our love offerings. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
The dead of winter is over and gone, and a brand new day is finally dawned. Born anew. The bitter cold and the icy gloom are now tiny buds about to bloom. They will rise in you. You are my life. You are my life.
You are my joy.
You are my joy.
You are my strength. I rise in you.
I rise in
You are my
you.
hope.
My hope.
You are my love.
You are my love.
You are my peace.
My peace.
I rise in you.
Let everything upon this earth participate in this rebirth and be born anew. Let every heart be lifted higher. Let every soul now be inspired to rise in you.
You are my life.
You are my life.
You are my joy.
You are my joy.
You are my strength. I rise in you. You are my hope.
My hope.
You are my love.
You are my love.
You are my peace.
My peace.
I rise in you.
You are the thoughts that lift the eagle's wings. You are the power that makes my heart to sing. You are the power that turns an acorn to a tree. You are the power of working miracles in the air. I rise in you. I rise. I rise in my heart.
You are my life.
You are my life.
You are my joy.
You are my joy.
You are my strength. I rise in you.
I rise
You
in
are my hope.
my hope.
Another great song. And I realized I forgot to do something very important. I forgot to thank Reverend Aliza for her wonderful message that she shared with us today. So let's give her a hand. Still there? So we have a few announcements before we close our service today, starting with one from our voting ambassador, Stella Fair.
Hello, everyone. It's time for us to vote again. This time we'll be voting for the folks who will govern our local government, like your mayor, your city council, your school board, and the water board. And this election is just as important as the one that we had back in November, because these people affect our everyday lives. So early voting starts on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, April the 22nd, and runs through April the 29th. Now, if you vote by mail, Tuesday, April the 22nd is the last day for you to apply for a mail-in ballot. So don't forget to do that. The most important thing, though, is that you vote. On the back table, on the round table in the back, there are voters' guides that will give you all the information that you need about voting, and I will remain after services today to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thanks, Thanks, Stella. Coming up on Saturday, April 26th, our volunteer team will be supporting Four Saints Mobile Food Pantry, which is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sign up to join the team to get updates about this event and other opportunities to contribute to helping neighbors in need through Four Saints Food Pantry. And our next Stepping Stones weekend will be the following weekend. Join us here on Saturday, May 3rd from 1 to 5 p.m. for our Consciousness in Ministry workshop with Reverend Aliza, where we'll be diving into an exploration of consciousness with intentionality, building and deepening the community with an intentional awareness on seeing and honoring all people. Then Reverend Aliza will join us in person for Sunday service on Sunday, May 4th. It's also Star Wars Day because, very good. Sounds awfully close to the Jedi saying, "May the Force be with you," and we're going to have a little fun with that. We'll recap and wrap up our Stepping Stones weekend with our Community Connections gathering after service on May 4th. You can pre-register for the workshop to make signing in easier. Just follow the link or QR code to do so. And we look forward to continuing co-creating the next era of ministry at Unity Fort Worth with you. And let's wrap up our announcements with a thank you to Jeanette Jordan, who wrote and led our wonderful Good Friday service. Thank you, Jeanette. It's been such a gift having you with us today. Please join us for fellowship after service in the lobby, and we'll see you again next Sunday at 1 p.m. Until then, stay safe, be well, have a wonderful Easter Sunday, and a wonderful week. Now please rise to sing our peace song, followed by the prayer for protection.
Family
light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and I am.